So, this is another episode of Almost a Conversation. I don't know, I just want to talk to you lot about like growing up. When you think about growing up, like specifically when and where we grew up, what's the first kind of things that come to your mind?
Croydon. First thing I think about. Croydon and then secondary school.
But do you what do you see? Do you know what I mean? When you see Croydon, like we obviously have an image of Croydon, but what do you see when you think Croydon?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's a good question, to be fair.
I think of Pond.
Fortney Pond?
Yeah, I think of Pond because I think
That's the central location for...
North Croydon.
Yeah.
North Croydon.
But that was...
Or Clock Tower. Clock Tower, that's where a lot of things happened.
Yeah, I hear that. East Croydon's another one.
East Croydon Station.
What about you?
I think East Croydon Station, Fortney Pond, Big Tesco.
Yeah.
But like, events happening at that place. Because obviously some people think East Croydon, oh yeah, you know, I just got off the tram, got on the train, and I went to London. Or Fortney Pond, I got off the bus and I walked home or something like that. But for us, it's obviously
The hub.
it's the hub. Like we used to go school, especially I think East Croydon, especially when we obviously went to the same secondary school.
Yeah.
And we would like meet people at East Croydon. East Croydon would be where all the schools met. Chat to gal over there. Like you have the all girl school will come and you'll chat to them, or you'll have beef or something like that, or whatever. You know what I mean? But something I'm only thinking about now is the commuters that go past that on a day to day. Do you know what I mean? And for us, it's like a youth club.
Yeah.
But for commuters, it's just getting off the tram in my suit, coming from that 50p building or whatever, going home, going to work. But for us, it was like
It's fun.
To start
a whole experience. Do
We
you know
had a
what I mean?
water fight there once.
We had a water fight there once.
Yeah. I remember there was a thing at Pond with some girls from Norbury Manor.
Do you want me to tell that story?
Should we tell that story?
Basically, yeah. These girls from Norbury Manor used to get on the bus from Fulton Heath to our school, East Croydon, which is like a 45-minute bus journey, to meet us at school, to follow us home. And one day at Fulton Heath Pond, forgive me if I'm wrong, there was one girl who liked Tobore. Tobore, I don't know if you liked her or not. I don't think you did.
No.
And he said something to her, I think, called her ugly or something like this. Bear in mind he's like 13.
Yeah.
And she chased him home, innit?
Got chased home.
Ducked him down. But she was like an athlete.
Yeah, she was quick. She was quick.
Nah.
And I was quick.
He was quick, but
she was quicker.
yeah.
She was quicker.
Wait, running for your life kind of vibe.
No, it was like kiss chase kind of thing more than that.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, it was playful, but it was intense playful because she was quick. She caught me a few times. I had to...
Duck and weave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
But you know what? When you look back here, some of it is... It's funny because it's so nostalgic to me. Like even... You said Big Tesco's. I just thought of so much things.
Yeah.
But...
Most of it starts with beef, if I'm completely
That was
honest.
the first thing I was
Do you know
thinking
what?
of.
I was never involved in any of that.
You have a
None of
different
the beef.
perspective, yeah?
No,
What do you think of?
I have very fond memories of growing up in that secondary school. Obviously, you have your times about almost getting robbed and that sort of vibe. But yeah, I have very fond memories. I was always aware of the beefs and understanding. Like, for example, once there was a big scuffle at Thomas More. So obviously our school was on a hill, and there was an instance where there was beef between two individuals at school, and they happened to be two different races, so one black kid and one white kid, and the white kid happened to lose the initial battle. So you obviously, as you do when you're in secondary school, you call up your brothers or people that you know that are outside of school, maybe a bit older and stuff. They came to the school, and our school's predominantly a black school, as quite a few schools are in the Croydon region. And so these kids came up to our school at the bottom of the hill. As our school was walking down, there was the meeting of the two groups, and all of a sudden there was an altercation. I was discussing things, blah blah blah. And next thing you know, you just see a fist fly out from our school and rock one of the other guys, and then there was a big fight.
I swear.
So I wasn't there. I usually went
You just went straight home?
Straight home after school, bell rang, Used to run down the hill in year 7, get the bus, and just duck out. But next day I heard about this beef and I was like, oh man, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
Just to see it.
That's the thing, because you said fond memories, yeah? I have fond memories of beef,
Yeah.
I used to love it. Bruv. Like, not always, but I remember the time when at East Croydon had the scuff.
Yeah.
And everyone gathered around, and was from our school, there was done from another school, and won. And we were all like, went home victorious, like, yeah, Tennyson's have done it. You know what I mean? Like, we all thought it was a win for everyone. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, even though it's a bit tapped.
Someone will be up.
That was sick. Like, I just remember, like,
yeah, they are fond memories.
Yeah, like, obviously you have your other things that aren't so fond.
What about things weren't fond though?
I think that was the same day when, we got bagged.
No, I couldn't have been, man. We were a bit younger.
Because there was, it was when got jabbed. That was, I don't know. So like on the other side of things, there was a beef at East Croydon. We were spectating. we weren't like, it had nothing to do with us in it. So like then our bus comes past, or we see our bus go past that way. Yeah. And we're running down that way from East Croydon station, and we're like, oh yeah, we got to get the bus. So we start running, like really running. And you have the tram, you have McDonald's, you have the tram, and you have the road where the cars and all of that go. A police van drives off the tram onto the tram tracks, skids up in front of us outside of McDonald's, gets out, like, you two, stop. You get bagged, searched in the van. Yeah. What we're doing, running for the bus. For real, like, and we were like, what, 13? 14?
Yeah, like year 9.
Year 9, so 13, 14. Yeah.
That's mad.
And to be honest with you, the fight hadn't started. I don't think the fight had started. I think that's why we were running for the bus. Yeah. Because it was like, this is long. It was a lot of, I think maybe, I don't know if they were waiting for something, but I just remember there was a time delay. And it was just long. And I just remember, that was probably the memory where I remember getting stopped in year 9, stopped and searched. A lot.
Bare times.
A lot. Like an ungodly amount of times.
Bare times.
Like if I said 7, I might be under exaggerating.
Absolutely, see the thing with me, yeah. Obviously, I was in Heath, which is predominantly black, then I moved to Addiscombe, which is predominantly white, and I got stopped and searched more in Addiscombe
than in
Fulton Heath because I stuck out like a sore thumb or whatever.
Yeah.
Worst time. I think I told you about this. I was walking home from school, like a 15-minute walk home from school. I got stopped 4 times.
Swear down.
4 times because I looked like someone who had escaped from jail, apparently. But the person who had escaped from jail had an afro, and I had like a number 1.
Yeah. Man. That's just the things they say, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the last time I remember getting stopped. I was walking down my road, and I could see my house, and a bully van came, and the police got and he was like proper, get out, and they're like, oh yeah, get in
on
the
your
van.
road.
On my road, like at the top part.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to get in the van. I'm like, I've been stopped already. They're not hearing anything that I'm saying. Then get in the van. One of the police officers that stopped me the first time, like, oh no, we've got him already. Send him home. And I'm just like, raw. Like, what the hell just happened to me? Do you know what I'm saying? I have no idea. And then I remember going home, and I think I did tell my mum. I told my mum I just said to my mum, I got stopped by the police. And I think that was the first time when she really thought, like, your mum, you get sent to school and you come home and your parents never really hear about what happened in between.
Well, you're not going to school and coming back to get stopped by the police, are you? You're going there to learn and stuff.
But even everything, like, I don't think my mum knew about much of the stuff that I did out, like, extracurricular. All she thought was that I went Morley's every day.
Extracurricular,
She thought I went Morley's. It's a good way to put it. She just thought I went Morley's. Like, I remember because we always used to go to the Morley's, and she used to think, Jordan always comes home with Morley's. She didn't know anything about any of the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, that kind of leads me to my next question: with how much did you guys tell your parents about what happened on the day to day, or what was that like?
No.
Mine were nothing along the lines of what.
Do you tell them nowadays, or do things happen where you might say a story and they're like,
no, what, I'll be honest. I think the only time I told my mum found out that I got stopped and searched for a ticket. They gave you would ask for is it a ticket or a receipt?
Yeah,
something, yeah.
You get something.
Yeah, we get paperwork.
And it was I left it in a jacket, and my mum saw it. She didn't think it was a big deal at all. My dad, for some other reason, thought it was a massive deal and thought I was becoming Pablo Escobar. So I think that was like the first time, and I was like, it was weird to me because I was just like, I didn't get arrested.
Yeah.
But I think maybe, I for a long time, I didn't tell my mum anything. I think maybe, not even maybe now, we definitely have a more open dialogue, but I would say I don't really, her opinions they're not going to mesh well with me. So I don't really tell her much. I don't think she's that interested as well, for being honest.
You think? Was that? Or
no, she's probably a bit more interested, but I think, her opinions are not welcome.
Yeah. No, because I was going to say, like, the only places where, outside of school, or when you're at home, you're obviously at home with your mum. The only places outside your house is either, like, if they're taking you to, like, football or some sort of extracurricular thing, or church. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, do they really, like, get much of your obviously they get your personality.
That's what I was literally just thinking about.
You really like.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think
really like.
No, I think they do though.
But I speak. But from a parental standpoint, whereas I'm sure our parents didn't try to have that friendly relationship, like a friend, because obviously there's levels, but you can have like a friendly relationship with your parents, but still have that authority with them, or that they have the authority over you, kind of thing. But I don't think, from speaking from experience, that like there was a friendly vibe between both of my parents and I. I was the kid. That's it. That's where we left it.
I think me and my parents only became bedrooms. Like,
recently.
Innit? Do you know what I mean? Where it was like, oh, you actually, oh, is that what you do? Like, you know what I mean? They're like, okay. I was like that when I was young. Then you find out more about what they were like when they were young, or do you? I don't know. Like, maybe they still keep their growing up experience separate from you, because for whatever reason they may not want you to know about what they've had to go through. Or
I think as you become more of an adult, you become more aware of the things that are happening, even in the family. Like you're just aware of things that you as a kid were just oblivious to, but because you see the world different being an adult, you become more aware of things, and you do have those conversations with your parents, have those conversations with your parents, and understand them better as individuals, because the experiences that you're going through as an adult, you think back and like, oh, that's why my mum or my dad may have done that, because of this. You just become more understanding.
Is that what you're like with your parents?
Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt.
What about yourself? You and your mum make me laugh.
I think we're
you guys are brethrens.
No, I wouldn't go that far. I would say I think you know where from my mum is. I think we've all achieved what her goals were for us.
Yeah.
And I think relatively, that's a strong word now. She's not worried about us going too left. So we can't. There's more of a understanding of the person, and I understand her more as a person. But no, I don't tell her old stories though.
Yeah.
If she hears this, she'll be surprised. No, I don't think she'll be surprised that I watched the fight. I don't. That's why I don't think they will be shocked by the things we did. I just think they would be shocked to hear it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. If you're around someone a lot, you can get the vibe of them. Like, you can get a vibe of them.
Yeah, I suppose parents kind of just know what they have an inkling what their kids are up to. Like,
what they could be doing. Yeah.
I remember that my mum being like, she would never. So if I went out with you, for example, she would never say be careful. She'd just be like, have fun.
Yeah.
But then if I went out with certain man, she'd be like, oh yeah, be careful. Like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I never really noticed there was a difference between the two.
That's the thing, yeah.
But now I look back, and then she might even say something like, yeah, I always used to worry when you went out with them guys. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, you.
I suppose it's an age-old thing, is like, you realise when your parents have certain, as you said, like they say certain things about certain certain friends you have, you never think of it at the time, but now you look back at it, you're like, oh, 100%. My mum knew about this, my dad knew had an inkling about this individual that you just were oblivious to because life experience kind of thing.
You know what's mad? Like, so most people who knocked for me, so would knock on my door, because back in them days we didn't really call.
Hey, I don't do that anymore.
That was lit.
So like most people that would knock for me, my mom would be like, he's upstairs.
Yeah.
There was a certain group of people that she would say he's not in, and I'd be sleeping, and I'd be like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you would let, I don't know, the Kai, for example.
Yeah.
It's cool, but there'll be certain people she'd just be like, he's not in. And I think that just goes by what T says. She could just smell, this one.
Mama knows, man.
Yeah.
A lot of friends that I've fallen out with over the last few years, my mum's been like, she's told me first. But she's just been like, I want your friends to expand your mind, for example. Or she'll be like, I'm rolling out with Tobore and blah, blah. And she'll be like, I really like Tobore. And then that's it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, what about... But she just wouldn't say anything. So like, I think they definitely know to some extent. Like, 100%. Like my dad knew. My dad knows because he's like, I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say, what do you guys know about your parents growing up? Like, I only found out about my dad growing up when I saw him with my granddad, and then I saw the relationship between them, and I was like, oh my god, this is me and my dad. But my dad is me and my granddad is my dad.
Yeah.
Mad thing. That proper like blew my mind because their dynamic was exactly the same. Obviously not identical, but exactly the same. And then he started telling me stories about him growing up, and I was like, oh, we really lived like a very, very similar life growing up. And you had
he was a musician, isn't it?
He was a musician. He was in the band. He was in the band for a while. He toured. He went to he went to an all boys school, but his school was bad, innit? Like, but he just lived like myself, kind of. He kind of had elders there to kind of say, don't do what we're doing, do this, because I think you can do something, you can make something out of yourself. But I don't know, when I deep that I saw how parallel it was, but I think he didn't tell me about it. I had to just see it and get my own interpretation of it, and I think that kind of ties back into what we were saying about black men talking to each other about things. You kind of find your own way and your own time and place to learn about things. And you have to see the lessons rather than being told the lesson explicitly. But obviously, I know you guys, with your dad, if you want to get into it, what's the relationship like with him? Or?
I wouldn't say I have one.
Yeah.
Nah. But I can, from stories I've heard of him, I can understand how we are very similar individuals.
What way?
Just the way just certain things he's done in his life and how he's carried himself in certain scenarios. I can see myself doing that. They say that apple doesn't fall far from the tree, isn't it?
Yeah, fact.
And I think they also say history repeats itself. And you can see that with you and your dad and your granddad. But it's about how do you take those lessons and stuff and maneuver in your way, in your life kind of thing. But yeah, I think I would still have fond memories of growing up despite that. And I am who I am because of it, so it's not that.
Or you kind of take the good from it and you think, okay, that's the good, this is what I do.
I need to learn from the bad kind of thing.
This is what I do when I have my youths.
Yeah.
For me, I know that when I have... Big thing for me, when I have my youths, I'll apologise to them.
Yeah.
If I do something wrong, I'll hold my hands up and apologise.
Yeah.
Because like, I have people in my life, they don't apologise, but they show it in their actions that they're sorry. And I'm like, I don't... Sometimes, even if your actions say that you're sorry, it's nice to hear that you've recognised that you've done wrong and blah, blah, blah. So that's, for me, that's my lesson. I don't know, what would be your lesson that you take?
I think I would say, from what I've learnt from my mum, is no matter how much I'm carrying, not to project that emotion. So it's very easy to have a long day. You're paying all the bills. And something goes wrong and to switch. It's very easy. But I think sometimes it does create an unhealthy relationship in the sense that you don't really know how to talk to that person. You don't know what person you're dealing with that day. So I think for myself is trying to remain level despite I might have a lot going on. I'd say that's the biggest lesson I learned from the wrongs. I think other than that, I would try to emulate a lot of the things my mum did.
No, facts. I think I've had a really good
Your mum?
from the good aspects of it. But yeah, I think definitely I was the type of kid that just got on with things, as we've discussed before. Schoolwork, always studied. I shouldn't have to worry about it, whereas my brother had to have that bit of a hand holding kind of thing. Got tuition, had to be said, oh, Jason, have you done your homework? Whereas me, I just did it.
We're very similar.
Yeah, but I would say with that, I felt at times that I was neglected in that same. Sometimes you just want to have that kind of communication kind of thing, which I didn't really have because I just got on with things.
Just to carry on from that as well, I think we're very similar in that. Like, I'm a middle child.
Yeah.
You have middle child syndrome. Like, it is a thing, innit? And obviously I'm very, like you said, very independent.
Yeah.
My brother needed a tutor. Well, not needed, he had a tutor. I didn't, like, whenever my mum tried to push me to something, I kind of thought, when I was younger, I used to push away from it. Like, she tried to get me to play trumpet.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not really feeling it. Like, I'd rather do something I like piano.
Yeah.
And then from there, she kind of just said, oh, okay, you obviously, you seem like you're a lot more independent. You read by yourself. I don't need to push you to do them things. So you're good. Like, and I think that's kind of, I used to think, right, like, but even now, like, my brother he'll like, because he lives far as well, he'll cook like a meal and he'll send a picture into the group chat, be like, oh, mum, look, I cooked jerk chicken. She'll be like, oh, that's really good, Ben. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like me, I just crack on, or she'll come in and be like, oh, you cooking? I'm like, yeah, oh, yeah, jerk chicken, cool.
She's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And she just walk out.
And that's it.
I feel you.
But I think that's kind of for me, I see it as a sign of respect.
Yeah, I hear it.
You understand that I'm good on my own.
But at the same time, it's balance. It's like sometimes you're like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
What, you taste it? Tastes amazing.
Feels like you didn't get enough affirmation though.
I remember when I signed. The day I signed, yeah. Was it the day I signed? I called my mum. I was like, yeah, mum, like, my mum was really happy. I was like, yeah, I've signed. She was like, oh yeah, but like, you didn't wash up when you left the house. I was like, mum, like, I just signed a record deal. You know, I signed a record deal. She's like, yeah, but wash the dishes before you leave the house. But congratulations. And then I thought, oh, that's like a perfect summary of like, no matter where I am, like, yeah, I'll wash the dishes before the affirmation. I'll
got
get
the bars there. Got them bars there.
100. I think I'll put it in the song.
You definitely put it in the song. Yeah.
But so yeah, I did affirmation. Maybe I did. Maybe I look for that. I think I look for affirmation. I feel like everyone, and I give a lot of affirmations. So maybe I give what I feel like I was missing.
Right.
Growing up.
Yeah.
I give a lot of affirmation. I always tell you, man. Yeah.
That's sick.
And that's sick. Yeah. You man, wavy. just to say it. So yeah. What do you feel like you need affirmation or?
That's a good question. You know, I'd say from friends, I actually don't think I particularly care for it. I think more now I give out affirmation because I'm aware of the good of it.
Yeah.
I would say probably in relationships, I want affirmation more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. And I think it's probably because I've seen a bad relationship.
Yeah.
And I've seen what it looks like. And I think I'm the polar opposite. So why am I not getting that affirmation? Why do I feel like I'm not being treated the way that my behavior commands?
Do you know what's interesting? Yeah.
And it's always been like that.
I was gonna say, because in school with you, seeing what you've been like in relationships, I don't really feel that's changed much, and I feel like I didn't know what it was, and now you like I know what you're like in a relationship. You love someone that can contest you, innit? Let's say. You know what I mean? Because like, and do you feel like that comes from somewhere?
No, you know what? I think it's just I don't know. It just reminds me of strength. So someone who I'll say opinionated is an attractive quality to me. I think it's only now, really looking into things, I realise I often mix up opinionated and combative. Yeah. Which is very like someone you first meet, if they just seem really, really opinionated.
Well. You've actually been that way.
It's actually that's probably a combative person. You just seen the best face, and it just looks like an opinionated person. But then I feel like I'm really, really nice to those people. I've seen people not be nice and get treated well, And I'm always like, if any exes hear this, they'll be like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. I don't understand why I'm not treated like better. Like, I think I should be treated really, really, really well for how I treat you. Yeah. But then people say that's a normal. But then where I come from, that is not normal. I'm not just talking about family. I'm talking about like people older than me, but friends. And I see how they treat their girls, and I'm like, wow, are you lying that you get treated this well? Like, it's strange to me. It's strange to me.
What happened? I think my girl bought me in the group chat, it was like, oh, my girl bought me a Christmas present. You know, like, a T was like, what? Your girl buys you presents? Like, what? Go on. We're like, bruv, everyone gets presents, bro. Do you know what I mean? And you were like, yeah.
I don't get presents.
But do you think that's come from growing up?
Oh man, I don't know. Because when I was really little, I got presents a lot. Then I was secondary school. My dad wasn't around at all, so I think money was tighter. Yeah. So presents were more. I mean, you really only got them on your birthday, and once you got to 14, you didn't get them.
Yeah, I heard
and
that.
Just couldn't. That's just excess money. So I don't. I think acts of service for me is not a strong love language.
Yeah,
I would appreciate it, but it's not a strong love language for me at all.
Yeah, I hear it.
I was gonna say, because even now, when I get praise, I feel uncomfortable.
Why?
Because I didn't get praise much.
So do you feel like they're?
Hey, yo, that's.
Do you think they're gassing?
No, it's real.
I think they're gassing. I'm just like.
I don't think it's gassing.
I don't think they're being. I don't know if they're being genuine, but it's like, why are you saying this?
I'm not gonna lie. I think that with what I've done, they're being genuine, innit?
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? They're being genuine, but I'm like,
no,
everyone's just standing around just complimenting them, man. And no one's like trying to cuss, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I hear that.
You get me? Because I think even from school, I remember from school.
School's a big part of that.
You remember us on school, on the way home from school, we would literally just cuss each other on the bus all the way home.
Hey, those are the
and
days,
we'd have cuss fights. You'd have,
oh,
it's Kyle versus Wesley today. They're going to have a cuss fight.
Yeah, at the back of the bus.
Yeah.
Wesley was always on smoke. Yeah, like, it would just be cussing people, and no one used to big up anyone. You never think about it like
That's
that.
a very good point.
Is it a thing for you, yeah? Both of you, actually?
I used to go home and think, what can I cuss man about?
Yeah.
What can I cuss Wesley about tomorrow? Like, what's
writing in bars for tomorrow?
You get me? Yeah.
Do you think for you two, yeah, like, if I give you a compliment, if it's not a little bit backhanded, you question it?
Yeah. No, I don't question it.
Not anymore.
I just don't feel comfortable with it.
No, I'm cool with compliments. It depends on what you're complimenting. And if I find it
something you know you're good at, something you know you're good at,
I'm cool with that.
You don't get uncomfortable.
Nah, because I know I'm good at it. Yeah. I know I'm good at what I do. So if you compliment, I'm like, yeah, I know it. So
I still don't know how to take it because like, I know I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm still like.
Is there a bit of you that doesn't believe that you're that good, or?
Do
you know?
I was gonna say no, but yeah, I have doubt. I think everyone has a bit of self-doubt in their ability. Or you think
there's something you could do better.
There's something you could do better. I'm my own biggest critic. I'm not my own biggest fan, but I'm my own biggest critic. So yeah, but like I said, I think that's been from
young
growing up. Yeah, because even us, man, in school, like I feel like none of us have really changed from school. Genuinely, I don't think.
No, I think you have.
I think you've changed from school.
I think you've changed a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't. You know what? I would say Jords or Jordan in year 7. He was cool, but I don't think you were confident. I hear that. I don't think you were that confident. I think even the way I was saying this to my brother yesterday, even the way you play football now is more flamboyant. There is a more belief in yourself. Someone when we were playing a couple years ago, literally a couple years ago, was like, "No, I don't like the way Jordan plays. He's too arrogant." And I was thinking, Jordan does not play in an arrogant way in my mind. But you're still the guy that's bopping the ball. To me, you're far more confident, and I think you're a bit. You give it back a bit more. A lot more.
That's the thing, though. I think we used to go out in school. We went.
I think you were more defensive then. I think now you're.
I'm more on the front.
Yeah.
I remember I think we didn't scuff in year 7, but we
close to.
Very close.
Close to, yeah.
Very close to scuffing in year 7. Beefed in year 10. Definitely scuffed in 6th form or whatever. Like, That was when we just used to walk home and argue though. Like we used to walk on the street, £5 Glens, little bag of something, and just argue. Like we just argue, fam.
Over sometimes directions of where to go.
Yeah, and we weren't even going anywhere.
Yeah,
we'll go. When you used to go
on the block.
Yeah. We'll just find something to argue about.
Here's a question about growing up. So everyone that's grown up here has lost a close friend. Mm. Now we don't need to name no names, but why do you think?
As in lost, as in
like drifted apart.
Yeah.
Mm. Why do you think you lot went in different paths? What's changed in you? Do you think from when you were growing up? Start with Rao because we already spoke about you changing.
I don't know how to answer that question, to be fair. But I think some people in your life are just there for a moment.
100%.
And it might not be a specific thing that changes. It just it might be located. It might be situation. Like we went to the same school, but we were boys. I remember Jerome, my boy in school.
Yeah, we had this. Yeah, we spoke.
But we went to the same sixth form as well. And then he didn't make it to the year 13, so he had to repeat a year. Then he went back to Thomas More. And in that situation, that location of us being together just changed. And then inevitably just drifted. But again, if I was to meet him, like same with like Watson them, man.
Yeah.
We're still cool, but we just don't hang out with each other as much as we did because when we were in secondary school. But as soon as we meet up for football or whatever, like the other day I met up with loads of the man from Thomas More for Joshua's goals.
Yeah.
And like we never left each other. It's like we went straight back to year 8 and year 9 and year 11.
Yeah.
And we were just playing football with the man them. And it was
still
beautiful. So I think sometimes it's just situation, location.
I feel like me personally, I don't know about yourself, I feel like you went through the same phase, but I feel like I went through a phase where I was on burning bridges, and it had to be a beef for me to burn your bridge. And if we were distant, or if we'd grown distant, I had to be like, yo, bro, like, what's going on? You're not hollering me no more. You're not hitting me up. But as I grow, like you said, people just grow apart, and it's life. But especially when we were 16, 17, I think my brother had the thing, the thingy, and then everything became I'm gonna burn man's bridge because he's moving different, or he's just moving sideways. But then I've realized I've grown, and I've heard people say about me, Jords is moving different now. I'm not any different. You chat to me, I'm no different. I'm just focused, and I know I've got to spend a lot more time on this, and I don't always have the time to link you.
Yeah.
Or someone might have a child. I understand. You're not gonna have time for me the way we used to have time for me, because you have a child, you have a family to feed. You know what I'm saying?
I think people hold an idea of you.
Yeah, 100.
On, and then as soon as you may just grow out of that idea or that person you once was, then you're like, oh, Jords is moving different.
Oh, I got a good question, yeah? So what you just said there, they hold an idea of who you are, or who they want you to be. Mm-hmm. Do you think that applies to your parents as well?
No, I wouldn't say
Some
that.
parents, yeah, but I wouldn't say mine.
No, not mine.
Not mine.
No. I think my mum's seen me grow up, and she acknowledges the changes. Yeah.
But I think, some parents, it's hard to see your little boy, little girl.
I think they miss the innocence of it. I remember my manager said to me, she was talking about her son, and she's like, let me make the Weetabix that how you used to like it. And he was like, good, mum. He said, no, let mum make the Weetabix. So I think they hold on to that memory because for them it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think for us, even this is very nostalgic. Like there are parts of secondary school for me, you, I'm sure you as well, that was not fun. That was not fun. And I think that part of us is still always in our brains. Like for me, I'm always the guy in the bottom of the class. I am still that guy in my head. I'm actually far from that guy now than what I've achieved, but in my head, I'm bottom of the class and everyone's about to laugh at me for a mistake.
But the reason why that is as well is very systemic as well, because I said you're dyslexic, and you got A star in English. I remember when you got A star in English at GCSEs, and I was like, blood, what? Tobore, like my man's in bottom set for everything, and that's because in school they didn't know how to work to someone with your mind.
I would say it is that is a part of it, but I think I remember very clearly. Was it Miss Ogun, someone in geography said Tobore. Miss O'Connor,
yeah.
And she said, read out loud.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I was sweating. I've never been so hot, like actually hot.
I remember that. And yeah.
That memory is like if someone says that was actually yesterday, I believe it. Like it's clear. And then I remember, like in undergrad, I can read now. Someone said read out loud. I was like, oh man. In my head, I've reread it 4 times before I've read it out, and I think in my head, I'm still that person.
Yeah,
I am still. If you,
what's a traumatic event, isn't it? Yeah.
Like if someone corrects my spelling, if I send you a long paragraph and you correct my spelling, that is a trigger. It's a quick.
Like you in a group chat, like you say some messages, and I know exactly what it means.
Yeah,
I can translate Tobore text.
It happened the other day, and I was
I can translate, and you'll be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, he meant this." And then
quick,
because I understand.
Yeah.
I used to be in group chats when every time T would send a message, I'd correct him.
It'd be even BBM, and this is like BBM is what?
That
must have been year. That was not even year. That's college, bro.
Yeah.
BlackBerry.
Okay,
BlackBerry Messenger was like college,
yeah.
And like I'll make a spelling mistake in a.
The funniest one you did though, whenever when you say sleep no pings and they'd have no in brackets, and I think you said sleepings no, and that just killed. I remember Ben sending to me like, "Yo, Tobore, man," and I think by then I thought, allow him in it. I think I messaged you. I said, "Bro, like just to let you know,
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna come. But I can tell you everyone that laughed at that stuff.
Yeah.
Very clearly. And in my head, I'm still that person.
Yeah.
You could put 15 degrees in me. I'm still that person. I can't unsee that person. People don't see me like that. And I think I get very uncomfortable when people talk about, oh, you're very intelligent. I almost feel to say F off. F off. Because if I put one spelling mistake, you're going to laugh at it. But you're the same person who's going to tell me I'm very intelligent. F off. That's how honestly how I feel from the bottom of my heart. And that comes right from that moment.
Leads nice into my next question. I was going to say, because obviously we're a product of who we've been, but do you think that everything that you've been through, like really, or everything that you've been through that makes you who you are? Or is it personality traits that have been passed down? Or, do you like environment versus?
I think it's holistic.
Okay.
So there are your experience is getting that nature nurture debate that's been had. That you're obviously your experiences, things that you've gone through, things that you learn how to act and how to maneuver, but there's things that are passed down from your parents, your grandparents, and whatnot. But what has a bigger hold of you? Who knows? But I think experience is definitely hits differently because you're going through it. But yeah, it's all about how you can take that and maneuver forward, really.
So,
I think that's a question. That's a question
in itself. Yeah,
it's a question. I think sometimes in my head it always changes as well. So sometimes I think it's who you are determines how you react to a situation. But then sometimes I react to situations. I'm like, wow.
And sometimes you can recognize. You can recognize yourself in the moment. Like sometimes I recognize that I'm being stubborn, and I know I'm I'm stubborn as hell. And sometimes I'm like, do you know what? I'm actually being stubborn.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm being stubborn and I don't care.
Do you think you get that from your parents?
Yeah, 100%. My dad. Yeah. We're the same.
Do you respect that aspect of your dad though?
Yeah, because I think if I was stubborn, I wouldn't be where I am in my career.
Yeah, good point.
I wasn't stubborn because like I dropped out of uni twice. My parents were like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, you're dropping out of uni. You're the smart one. You're the one that's meant to be a lawyer or an engineer. I said, nah, it's not me, innit? Do you know what I mean? But then
weird, because looking back, I could never see you as an engineer, as a lawyer. But then if you look at him in secondary school, you're like, Jordan's...
Could be an engineer or a lawyer.
Could be anything. He could have been anything. To me, I feel like, and I think maybe this is a systemic thing about growing up. To me, being creative is a high form of intelligence, like really high. But like, it's funny when you're in school, it's like,
yeah, well, man singing the play. Like, wanna do Oliver Twist? Like, do you know what I mean?
You wanna rap?
Yeah.
Apply yourself into something proper, and it's weird that it's only growing up you realize, oh man, that like you're pigeonholed so quick.
Very true.
And it's like, those are the aspects of when I'm growing up. I'm like, wow, it takes a lot to unlearn that.
Question for you guys: what would you do if you had the opportunity to do something different, or the direction that you're going in? Would you maneuver differently? Would you change things?
Say that question again.
Like, would you change the direction if you went back in secondary school times, even if it was like the subjects you studied?
Secondary school, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that was the pivotal point in your life, secondary school, like probably at the year 9, I would say.
Nah, I don't think I would change anything. Nah.
I don't think I would. I think I am who I am because of what I've been through.
Yeah.
I think
that's I would say, you know what? The thing I always think is that I'd change what I studied at uni. I think I did that because I was in that. It needs to make sense. Do you know what I mean? It needs to lead into a job, and then, I remember finishing my postgrad thinking, "Fuck this!" Like I literally was just at the end of it, like, why did I do that?
Yeah, I think for me, I wouldn't change it. I don't think.
Is there anything between 0 to 21 you would change?
No.
Nothing.
For real. Like, I'm where I am because of what I've been through. I think if I live too longing to do something different, then fuck that. But end it on that note.
Yeah.
Don't change anything, man, because we're all here because of what we've been through. And every moment that we've been through in life has led us to be here, and I feel like we're in really good positions. So, yeah.
Good point.